You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, YNR fans, I've got your early spoilers for November 18th through the 22nd. We've got an insane twist in this Sharon and Phyllis storyline, and Jill has been tricked. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's happening the rest of this week just to set everything up for you. With that in mind, the action on Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, it is time to get this wedding started. Abby's getting ready. She's waiting on her dress to be delivered. Nikki and Victor are excited to host the wedding, but Victor has to take off to Jill because, remember, he wrote her a number on a piece of paper, and now she's ready to talk about it. The Abbotts are getting ready at the mansion, and he said Diane's not going to be at the wedding, but he's a little worried that he won't be able to stop himself from punching Victor. And he's talking to Ashley about Victor being back to the old, Abbott and Newman vendetta, using Kyle against him, blaming him for Nick's issues. And Kyle joins the convo and gripes that he's not a pawn. And Jack backs down and plays nice and said he's glad that he and Harrison aren't moving out. Claire shows up dressed to be Kyle's +1. It's all good stuff. Faith and Sharon are over at Crimson Lights, and Sharon reveals Nick did invite her to the wedding as his +1. And they talk about her breaking into Phyllis's room, searching for the fake evidence. She admits it. And, Faith agrees with Nick that her mom should go to Arizona, but Sharon thinks leaving would make her look bad. And, she tells Faith that Phyllis really needs to back off once and for all. This is all making Sharon look, of course, very guilty, and which is it's supposed to. Phyllis and Daniel have a talk, and she tells him that she caught Sharon searching her room after she goaded her into it, and Chance took Sharon's side. She thinks Sharon is capable of anything. This is an important setup. And Phyllis gets a text from Sharon saying that she can't take it anymore, that they need to meet at her house, and she's ready to tell the truth and wants to make a deal. She doesn't tell Daniel about the text, and she takes off. And Jill tells Victor she made a decision. At the GCAC, Nate and Lily and Devon are hanging out pre-wedding. Devon is so happy that Lily has decided to come, and they all wish Neil was there for Devon's big day. Anna and Harmony Hamilton join them. Victor joins, so Lily is playing nice, so she just walks away. That thing, if you can't say something nice, just leave the room. And Devon and Victor agree they'll play nice today, and Victor heads back to the ranch to check on his daughter before the wedding start. He and Ashley are there, and they're going to walk her down the aisle. And Jill shows up to Abbott Chancellor, and Billy tells her, hey, I did what you wanted. I got Lily back. And Jill says, it's too late. Tear up that contract you had written up for Lily. You have no power at Chancellor anymore. And he is completely stunned. And Victor goes home and delivers the good news to Nikki that he got Chancellor. She's completely stunned. Billy shows up to the wedding looking for Lily and tells her she needs to find Jill as soon as possible and reassure her that the two of them can work together. He's still hoping it's not too late. And Billy sees Victor, who cuts him off and says, play nice for Abby's wedding, so he can't start anything at the moment. Tracy and Alan arrive, and she tells him about the house being rebuilt and how it burned. More drama, more guests. Nate and Audra are there. Kyle's being petty about that. Anna is playing the piano and singing for the ceremony, which is very lovely. And Diane Jenkins shows up and takes a seat, and Jack has to pretend that he doesn't want her there, all that kind of stuff. And Billy's trying to tell his mom she can't do this. It's not going to end well. He knows more than she does about what Victor's been up to, but she's not listening. Abby's parents walk her down the aisle to Devon as the wedding kicks off. It's going to carry over into the next day. Meanwhile, Phyllis has gotten this text telling her to come meet Sharon, but Faith and Sharon are at the coffee shop looking for her phone, and they can't find it. So who sent that text? Who has Sharon's phone? On the way, Phyllis gets several more texts from Sharon promising no tricks. Where are you? And Sharon is then in her car, and she is driving, cursing about Phyllis ruining everything. Sharon gets lights in her rearview mirror. Phyllis is blinded by oncoming lights, so that's kind of inconsistent, right? And Phyllis's car crashes. Things are definitely getting crazy. Then on Thursday, November 14th, we have the wedding concluding and we're into the reception, and Billy faces off with his mom at the reception, and she is not backing down. He's angry. Lily's going to be angry. Victor told some lies, and he did trick Jill. And he did not check in with either Billy or Lily before she cut the deal. She just saw commas and zeros. Summer gets a shocking phone call, no doubt, that Phyllis was in a serious crash. I wonder if it's going to be Chance letting her know. Sharon gets a very rude awakening, and it could be that somebody other than Phyllis is plotting against her. Nick makes a shocking discovery, and I think it's going to wind up looking like Sharon hurt Phyllis because the texts were sent from her phone, and he may think, Phyllis was right, but there's more to this. Friday, November 15th, Sharon is backed into a corner. She looks guilty, but I think she's been set up, and not by Phyllis. And Jack and Diane are busted. They've been playing everybody because they were trying to expose Victor and teach Kyle a lesson, and Victor adds something impressive to his empire. Now, we already know this, but it sounds like he may be making a big announcement that he acquired Chancellor. If he does it at the wedding reception, that may infuriate many of the guests. I think it'd be great if Lily and Billy just shoved him into the cake. I'd be all in for that. The following week, November 18th through the 22nd, looks like Phyllis is injured in the wreck. No idea yet if it's minor or more serious. And Sharon has been set up with these texts to look not only guilty of the murder, but like she lured Phyllis out and ran her off the road. And that means that possibly there's somebody who hates Phyllis, Sharon, and Heather enough to do this. I have a pretty good idea of who it is, but that's a video that deserves to be all on its own, so check back for that tomorrow. Sharon may be blamed for the crash and cuffed, and the real culprit not exposed until later in sweeps. We've got all this week and then a couple of episodes in the following week. Chance is probably going to assume Phyllis was right and that Sharon is guilty. And Phyllis may even believe that Sharon was the one that lured her and ran her off the road. If she is, conscious and awake and talking, we'll see. It doesn't look good for Sharon. Victor lied when he told Jill that Lily wanted to work with Devon. And that was kind of the clincher that got Jill to sell to him. But even once that comes out, it looks like it might be too late if Jill already signed the documents. So will Billy and Lily align and come for Victor? Will Jill join them? Will they try to undo the deal since she was tricked? We'll see. Kyle and the other Abbotts are going to be absolutely stunned that Diane and Jack were engaging in some trickery. I think only Tracy is going to be okay with this because she was hoping that they wouldn't split up. Everybody else, not so much. We're going to have some aftershocks from Victor's dirty moves to get his hands on Chancellor. And, in years past, Nikki might have been upset that he lied to Jill to seal the deal, but lately it's feeling like she's kind of channeling him and she's being pretty ruthless. So maybe she'll just say, okay, great, it's mine now. Abby, Devon, Lily, Billy, other Abbotts, Victoria, and Claire are all going to be upset with Victor, who, of course, will be smug and is not going to feel bad about anything he has done. And Elena Dawson is back, and she may have a big secret to reveal tonight. There has been a little baby on the set that Sean Dominic has been holding, and he was in a cast photo, which means part of the cast. So wait to see on that.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.